morning. Today is Sunday, January the 19th, 2020. I'm just waiting on my plow guy. Yeah, another $100 to get plowed out. And I'm just guarding to make sure that that heifer doesn't come and jump over the fence and get the grain from these guys. She broke out and got into this hay yesterday. Yeah. The days after the storms. Just lovely. Sorry about the video ending so abruptly yesterday, but the Belgian blue, he's so grain hungry. He plowed me over onto my butt into the feed shed, and I didn't realize the phone turned off, and I was so soaking wet from sweating and ready to pass out that I just went in the house and laid down. Yeah, all because I couldn't get the strength to fix that, get that other plow mounted, get that plow mounted on the other truck. It's costing me $100 every time to get plowed out. I think I've spent $600 already just on plowing, which I don't have. Two videos ago, this truckload was full of wood, and that's what I burnt since that video. Too much. Yes, I got my new license sticker. Usually I forget, and we're 3 months into the year before I remember, or I get pulled over. I think I only got pulled over once out of about 10 times that I've done it, and I honestly forget about it. You know, our stickers used to be free. Now they're $60 a year. They used to be free. For personal use. Hi girls. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Now these guys don't get too much grain, they just get about 4 pounds. There comes that damn heifer, and she'll jump this wire if I don't get over there. PR. I might list her for sale because I just can't take it. She's a fence jumper and she rips the wires down. She don't care. Summertime she's fine. She doesn't bother the fences at all. She stays in. But wintertime, only feeding grain on this grain finishing, she wants to get in to get whatever these guys leave behind, even though she's had her grain already. She was supposed to go to the slaughterhouse last Tuesday. But I'm not going to get into that story. I'm just so mad about it. It wasn't the cattle's fault. Everything was going good as far as they were. Especially her, you got to give her a little bit of time because she will go in the trailer. She'll go into anything for grain. Anything at all. But because I was in the trailer yet and she's spooky, she wouldn't go in, and I was trying to coax the other guy in first, and then once I got him in, I was gonna just walk away from the trailer and let her go in. But it didn't work that way. Somebody had a better idea. Better idea than me that know the cattle. I knew you were going to come over here as soon as you were done your grain over there. Yeah. It's minus 12 Fahrenheit right now at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Standard Time. See, I don't want to open this up because that breaks the power to the wire over there. I bought a roll of insulated wire to cross this gate and the other gate down there so that it stays powered up, but I've never put it in. And now the snow is here and it's grounded and not grounded, it's the ground is frozen. So there's no way I can bury it, and if I lay it across, I'll just trip over it. And rip it out. And there comes the other guy that was supposed to go. And he would have went up no problem. A few more minutes were given. I could watch these guys all day long, especially these ones. They'll go to a farm where there's an Angus bull and be bred in August because they will be 2 years old next March when they just before they calf. and that's perfect age. Yeah, the few people have asked me how the meat ratio is on these Holsteins. Well, you can't get a far better meat than the Holstein, and 80% of the meat in the supermarkets is from Holstein bull calves and culled heifers, and even old dairy cows. But here in Canada, we have a milk quota, and they sell for millions of dollars. So you can't just start up a dairy farm. You have to buy a milk quota. I know one farmer, he retired and he sold his milk quota back to the milk board for $1.6 million. And he retired and sold off his herd to Winnipeg. And so anyway, getting back to the quota, they're only allowed to produce so much milk. I'm not sure if it's a month or a week or what it is, but they're only allowed so many pounds of milk. So when they have enough cows, the cows have to be bred every year to keep milking. So to get a better price for the calves, they crossbreed them with a beef. That's why I've got that one over there. That's the Belgian Blue beef cross. These heifers here are Angus Holstein cross. He's an Angus Holstein cross. She's a straight Jersey, or not Jersey. Blah. She's a straight Holstein. I usually try and get only beef crosses. I do take the odd Holstein one, but the survival rate on them are very hard. The beef crosses are more hardy. Like I get these girls last March, and you know it was still 25, 30 below, and they handle it fine. And you know, I get to start getting them in March, but I would never get a straight Holstein calf in March. It's just too cold. Because my barns aren't heated. Yeah, I have a propane heater in the one barn for young calves. When I used to get straight Holsteins, because they were cheaper, if not free. And but I found I went through way too much propane, you know, like a couple 100-pounders a month. And the barn's well insulated, and it's only small. It's only one stall in there, totally insulated, like 10 by 12, and I'd have, you know, 5 or 6 calves in there. And yeah, so the weight ratio was good. Like the 2 that I sent in for butcher, one weighed out at 588 hanging, and the other one weighed out at 508. And the only reason why the 508 one is that's the one that when it was 5 months old, it went down on me in the bush, and it spent 5 or 6 nights in the bush down by the creek down there, and I was keeping a fire burning there to keep the wolves away, and I was taking it feed and everything else. And then we ended up getting my sister's friend with an ATV, rolling him onto a old truck hood and dragging him up that steep hill up into the yard where it was solid ground, because down by the creek it was pretty soft, and every time he would try to get up, he would sink a little bit and he would stumble and fall back down. But once we got him up, if you've seen that video, once we got him up on the solid ground up here by the barn, we rolled him off the hood, and no sooner we rolled him off the hood, he jumped up, stood up, fell back towards the big round bale of hay with his butt, and that kept him standing. And he was pretty wobbly on his feet for a couple of days, but he was fine. But I think what had happened with him is he slipped on the hill and went down, and because it's clay and it was wet that night, it rained, and it was just moss, and with his head pointing downhill, he started to bloat a little bit and then couldn't get up. And I spun him around on that hillside and let him be there for a while. And he tried to get up several times, but being the hill was so steep, he would fall back down. And at one point, he was at the bottom of the hill when I went to go check on him, with his body in the creek and his face laying just on the edge of the water. Lucky he didn't drown. It wasn't very deep, the creek was only a few inches deep, but still. So I rolled him out of the creek onto the other side, and he spent 7 nights there. So he ended up behind eating because he didn't do good for a couple of months after that. So that's why that one was 508 instead of being a heavier in weight. And you're gonna pull my internet antenna down, girl. Yeah, my antenna. Been having problems with it lately, disconnecting on me. I think the wind might have twisted it up there, because the wind goes through here about 90 miles an hour there. And it does get twisted on the pipe, even though it's got teeth cut into the bracket, and it just cuts a trail around the pipe. So no, the meat ratio, I've had Herefords, and I've had Angus, bulls and steers, and they seem to be the same in meat wise, in weight wise, over the same period of time. They're grass fed for 18 months. But the last 90 days, they're grain finished. And they do get like 4 or 5 steers. I'll give them a coffee can or 2 of grain every now and again, just so that when I call them, they come running to me. I give it off and on, maybe twice a week, maybe once a week, just depends. But I use it as a lure for them, because as soon as they hear my voice, doesn't matter where they are, they could be a quarter mile down the hydro line, and they'll all come running because they know it's grain, even though it's not much. It's only 2 coffee cans, but they come running for it. You like that scratching wire, eh? Well, I can open this up so that these guys go out. So I can close that up and power that wire up again so they don't bust out the other side. Mr. Boar's doing okay here. Okay, I may bring you back later, or when a snowplow shows up. I don't know, we'll see. But if not, thanks for watching, and have a great day. plow guy now. Ooh. I know my windshield's probably not the cleanest. Hi girls.